Hey guys, this is our combination intermediate and advanced open West Coast swing video. Today we're going to do something a little different, and I would really like feedback from each and every one of you as to whether you like this better or it doesn't work as well for you. And what we're going to do today is we're going to demonstrate all the patterns together rather than dancing them and then having me break them down. I thought it might help if you had a better sensation of, while we're breaking it down, where's that other person and what's going on. So we're starting with our intermediate level West Coast swing, okay? And we have been working on whips this month, and I believe we may have done a whip with a hand change, and I apologize if we already have, because we're going to do that again. So our basic whip is 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, okay? And we had the basic whip with the inside turn, the outside turn, and then the hand change. And what happens on the hand change is in the middle of the whip, what's going to happen is I'm going to let this arm swing down, right? And it is swinging down full length, so then when it gets to the spot, it can fold. What we don't want to do is to try and swing the arm around, because as I turn, you can see this is causing a lot of discomfort and pain. And I could injure her in a worst case scenario by jacking that arm up. So when we hand change, the arm goes down, and as it bends, it starts to swing up, and that's where it gets to my hand, okay? So that's the action that's occurring, right? So if we're doing the whip with hand change, it is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you'll also notice that part of this is that as Na turns, that's why it ends up in that hand. I did not reach around behind her to get the hand. I waited until she turned into my right hand as she's going by, and that's an important thing for you to understand. We don't just crank that hand around and grab it, because if you try and lead the lady, she's in a half Nelson. You're going to put her again in a very awkward position. So as she goes through there, 2, 3, and 4, the arms come down, but the hand change happens because she turned. I don't need any help, or I don't want to twist this up. She's just turning, and as she turns through there, that's how the hand change happens. You'll notice at the end of it, the hands are funky, weird, odd, peculiar, strange. Okay? Leave them that way. You can do something from that position, you can change hands, but don't do that because you're going to lose connection with your partner. Just leave the next thing from that odd position. Right? Like an underarm pass would be a great thing to follow with. So this again is a basic whip, so it's 8 counts. It's walk, walk, triple, walk, walk, triple. It is 1, 2, 3, and 4. The lady's turning for 5, 6, anchor steps, 7, and 8. We're going to do that from a different angle. It is 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now in this instance, you saw me slip it back to the other hand. But if I had ended up here, like I said, this would be a great place to lead an underarm pass from 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're just doing it with the off arm, meaning you're not main leading arm, but the other one, right? Either one is fine. So this is our first pattern that we're doing today with this hand change spin. I am not pulling or yanking or doing anything to get the lady to turn around and face me at the end of this. She's doing that all on her own because she'd like to dance with me and I'm over here, so she turns around to face me. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You can see by watching that hand, it didn't do anything at all. And that's super important, because now when we do it, watch what I do with this hand and watch what happens. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. You saw me do something. And when I did something, Na did something. So that's why on the basic hand change spin, we don't have any pulling action to help the lady turn. She knows where I'm at. She knows where she has to get to next. She's not going to keep walking out in the next field. So there's no need for me to pull her and make her turn. Right? So we're going to do it kind of smooth. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? So that's our first one. Now the second one we're going to do is a whip with a hand change to a freeze. Freeze. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. All right? Now, where that all happened was when Na was stepping on to count number 6, and she was going forward with her right foot at that moment in time, right? As she stepped on that, what I did was I kind of held my arm back so that I didn't let her complete the weight changes comfortably, as loose, as free as she did the time before. So in keeping my arm slightly shorter as she walked away, that forced her to kind of do that spin because she couldn't continue to go away to her normal anchor step, because normally her anchor step would have taken her further away from us on that move, right? So the pull that you saw me do was really just kind of shortening the arm without pulling on Na, but letting her know what was coming. If I shortened my arm and I didn't give Na any idea of what's coming, it's going to throw her off balance, right? So whatever pull you see me doing is not what I'm doing to make her turn. It's just me signaling her, hey, the end of the rope's going to come up really quick now. You want to get prepared because you're going to have to spin and turn, right? Girls, what I want you to notice, we're going to do this from a little different angle. So I want you to notice where Na's end point is when this turn happens. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. So first of all, you want to notice that Na has her feet apart. She has her weight right in the middle of her feet. And how she accomplished that was not by taking a side step. It was by just simply sticking a foot out. Not making a move, but sticking a foot out. Why is that important? Well, if Na makes a move when she does it, this is what's going to happen. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and she's going to make a move, which is going to probably throw her off balance, and she's going to miss a great opportunity because, talked a little bit about this, these are entry-level patterns to hijack. When the man puts you in a pose, like a hand change spin as an example, and he's frozen you in position, this is now where you can do some kind of movement, and you block him from moving until he has that opportunity in the music to take you away. So this freeze is very important to be in the middle, not committed to that one foot, right? So she's not stepping to the side, she's simply spinning and opening the leg. So we're going to do that one more time so you can see the whole pattern. And it is 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, hold 8, and then we walk out with our normal foot and off we go. So those were our 2 patterns for the intermediate level, the whip with a hand change and the whip with a hand change that has a spin and freeze at the end of it, okay? All right, now we're going to our more advanced stuff. Now, in the intermediate level class the last couple of weeks, we have been doing this, we'll call it advanced or variation on a left side pass where the lady's doing the side cross, right? So what we've been doing in the intermediate level is 1, 2, and 3, 4, continue 4, and then anchor step 5 and 6, right? So we'll do that again just to remind you this is what we've been doing in the intermediate class. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now the first pattern we're going to do today is called an overspin or an overturn tuck-in or a tuck-and spin. Now, when Na did that basic action, she did walk, walk, she stepped side, and she crossed in front. This is super important. We hope you've been practicing this move because in this advanced tuck-in that we're doing, that's exactly what she's doing. Right? She's doing walk, walk, side cross in front. The difference is the man is in control of where that side step goes. So now we're going to see walk, walk, side cross. So it kind of made a little hook, a little fish hook, a little hockey stick kind of shape to it, right? And that has to happen for me to get Na to square up to me. Then I'm going to pick up the arm, now walks out and does her anchor step. So same count as the one we've been doing, still 6 counts. Just has a whoop-de-doo bit of rotation in it. So it is 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is called an overturned tuck-in. Now this is, it's not something the lady does. A lady can do a basic tuck-in, right, without the man leading it, right? She can do a little nod, 1, 2, and slide by and go on through. That's what we call a really basic tuck-in, right? This one has to be led, right? This one has to be led. So I'm going to just change gears here and go from a different angle so you can see what happens as it comes down the line towards you. 1, 2, and 3, right? She turns, she walks out, 4, 5, and 6. So that is our advanced or overturned tuck-in. We're going to kind of go at a little faster speed so you can see the whole thing. And 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, things that I'm doing to help lead the pattern. Number 1, I'm going from here to here. And in doing that, that is what makes the lady turn toward me. Because if we're like this, and I pick up my hand to stay in contact with it, the lady has to come toward me. So I don't pull the lady into me, I simply place my hand where I want it. So I'm picking up that hand to cause the leash to get shorter and Na to start to rotate. So I'm walking in a semicircle back that way. I almost got to get where Na is now. 1, 2, and 3. And I just did walk, walk, boom, boom. That's all I did with my feet, right? Now, just like normal on a pass, I'm going to step on 4 at the end of the triple step, and 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to do it from that same angle again so you can see it. So I am doing back, back, together, together, walk, forward, and anchor step. Okay, I'm going to do that a little faster so you can see it with some speed and continuity. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so that's our advanced tuck-in. Now, we did a really couple difficult patterns this month coming from a basket whip, right, with all those spins. Well, watch. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I've got an opportunity to connect up to the back half of one of those basket whip combinations by starting it with the tuck-in entry. So now you've actually expanded your repertoire by quite a few patterns, right? Don't get too hung up on that because you really got to get this tuck-in down comfortable. We're going to do it one more time, move on. And 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's our overturned tuck-in. Our other pattern that we're doing, some of you have done before, some of you may not have done before, and this is a little hip roll with a knee lift. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to bring out a couple of points about this because if you think you already know how to do it, this is perfect. Now you'll actually get it right. So when we say the word 3, you're going to notice that Nas and my knees are pointed where we came from, right? And that's our milestone. 1, 2, 3. So we're back to back, our knees pointed where we've come from. That's where we step out, we step. Now we're going to do a little side break, a little rock step, and close the feet together. Now here's an important point. You're going to see Na and I both do this. As we close our feet together after that side rock, you're going to see our weight shift away from each other. So we do the side rock, we close our feet, and as we're changing weight, we're shifting our weight through our ankles away from each other so we get that nice smooth transition into the next pattern, right? So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, pull away and then off into it, right? We do that from a different angle so you can see it the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now individually, Na's walking forward. 1, 2. So this is count 2, all of that. She's going to hold count 3, step out on count 4, and then do some kind of anchor step, side break, and close, right? A variation on an anchor step. So it's still considered an anchor step, right? So if you hear me refer to it as that, sorry, I did it in the wrong direction. It is an anchor step, just another kind, right? So she's doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I am doing the exact same thing, but I'm stepping back forward into mine, kind of like a rock step or a walk back and a walk forward. Back, forward, knee lift, step, rock, and close. Can do that one more time. Back, forward, knee lift, step, rock, and close. Now both of these patterns, the advanced tuck-in and this sugar push with a hip roll, right? They're fairly simple patterns, but I'll tell you what, when you do them right, they look amazing, right? So watch. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? Nice and easy. And here we go. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now without the break in between, all of a sudden this really takes on some wild and crazy stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. There's a lot going on there. So you see, individually, they're kind of simple, but all of a sudden we start combining them. Visually, they carry a lot of weight. They look pretty cool. So let me know, guys, whether you like the way we did it with partners today, or whether you like it the way we did it before, where I stood out here by myself and broke it down. Hope you enjoyed that. That was our last West Coast Swing of this month. I hope that I'm going to see you, so to speak, this month in May. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.